Um, Now we have a bit of a different topic. Daniel would like to share an experience he had, and I already was lucky enough to get a sneak preview during lunch, and I was really fascinated by some of the stories he was telling. I let him take it over from here.
Let me see if I can use the microphones here. So thank you everybody for giving me this little time to share this experience with you. For those that don't know me, I'm Danny Pycock. I'm the founder of VA361 in Madrid in Spain. And I've been a member of the AV Alliance forever, I think, since the beginning. It's a great place, and I've said to many people over these days that my company wouldn't be what it is today if I hadn't joined this association, because I've been able to learn and grow so much. And I just wanted to start off with some thank yous, because I know Viking said that they only registered like maybe 200K of business through AVA, but for us it's a very important tool. Honestly, we receive a lot of business. Depends on your market, I guess. We are in Spain, so we do have a lot of incoming. So just a few weeks ago, we did a very good collaboration with Powerhouse in Malta. Just yesterday, we finished an event with the EV Media in Madrid also. And just yesterday also, we had a congress confirmed with Dorier. And right now, Laura and Caco are both helping me out with an event that we have in Argentina next week. So the association is very useful, and I'm very grateful to be a part of it. So I wanted to share with you, let's see if I can click through. Yes. I wanted to share with you this. We decided to torture ourselves, Fran and I, my business partner. We didn't think it was torture, obviously, because you don't voluntarily go into torture. We thought it was just another adventure. We've been participating in four-wheel drive rallies for a few years. So we thought, what's the ultimate rally? The ultimate rally is Dakar. So, we're crazy, and we said, well, let's just go and do that. And this, it literally was torture. So we're here in beautiful Copacabana in Rio. But the truth is, I'm surrounded here by the best in business, like I said. But a few weeks ago, it was a very, very different environment. We were in the worst place you can imagine to drive a car in the whole world, and we needed to achieve this feat of completing 8,800 kilometers over this terrible terrain in 15 days. And one of the questions that I will answer is why. And even today, I think to myself, like, why would we do this? But why would we change what we do on a daily basis and decide for 1 month to abandon our families and to leave our business on the side and just completely go focused in this experience? And I'll tell you a little bit about how this has changed us and how it's made us harder in the important ways. This is us. Before we started, we were still human. So why, I guess all companies evolve over time. VA361 evolved from an AV provider into providing, like the full service that lots of us do. We decided that to deliver that quality, we wanted to test ourselves to the maximum, right? To see what is the most we can achieve. And, Fran and I, he's not here today, unfortunately, but lots of you will know him. And we share, over 60 flights a year. We travel all over the world. We suffer the pressure of delivering events internationally. But we decided to test ourselves and to test our partnership and take this to the most ultimate level. And also we wanted to see if our values and our professional etiquette would make us any different from the other people that were participating. To do this, we chose a legend. People ask me, what do we do with the car when we finished? Have you sold it? I will never sell that car. The car is now a part of you after that experience. It becomes like one of your organs. You need your heart to be alive, but in Dakar, you need your car to be alive. It's a beautiful Mitsubishi Pajero from 1993. And when we arrived, the first decision we had to take was to outsource the mechanical part of the rally so that we could focus on being what we are supposed to be, doing our roles. I'm the driver, Fran is the navigator. But time is so tight that we understood that we needed rest and that we needed a support system to be able to take care of the car. And just like in our business, if you're the CEO, you can't be thinking about every small thing that's happening in the business. You have to be focused on what you really have to do. And for me, that is focusing on the company's vision and also the client's vision and making that happen. And not being focused on all the details, but on what we want as a final result. What else? Yes, Dakar reminded us that could we do it on our own without a mechanical team? Yes, maybe. But if you want to achieve true excellence, you have to, as we've always said, get the best people for the best job. We are not the best people for mechanics, so we decided to outsource that part. Sorry. So the discipline of regularity. So some people ask me because, Dakar, there are lots of different ways to do Dakar. But to race in speed Dakar, you need to have a completely different budget. Obviously, the cars that FIA race, they cost more than 250 euros. That's the cheapest car. Our car cost 15,000 euro. So that's why we participate in Dakar Classic. And in Dakar Classic, we don't race for speed, we race for regularity. So we are told what speed we need to travel in each part of each stage during every day. And if you travel 1 second faster or 1 second slower than that speed, you are penalized and you lose points. So you are going down in the leadership board every day. So it's very, very exhausting. There's information is coming so fast. You are going at 110 kilometers per hour, which isn't fast if you're on a road in an Audi A7, but if you're in a Pajero from 1993 over rocks, 110 is very fast. And you have to react, and everything is a critical decision. So it is very, very tough. I think it's one of the toughest things I've ever done, really, I think. As I say here, it's the ultimate lesson in precision, because it's not a race. It's being constant and keeping it up, no matter how tired you are or how difficult it gets. You just have to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and you have to find strength and will where there no longer is any strength or will left. So it is truly a feat of endurance. This is a very interesting moment of the race. We have a marathon stage, and the marathon stage means that we have to race 2 days consecutively with no support. So there is no mechanics. So the day before, you have to take special care of the car, because if you have any breakages, there is no way that you can repair it unless you can do it yourself, which means that you won't be able to sleep because you have to repair the car. So you've got to be very careful with what you're doing. And out there is absolutely nothing. So it's 48 hours. You have to have your water. You have to have your food. There is no showers. There is no internet. There is absolutely nothing. You have no systems. So, you really strip back and go back to the real basics and understand, that to be alive, if you're breathing and you're hydrated, then you can keep on going, no? So, that makes us a lot stronger. So it makes you understand what you can actually achieve in the end. beautiful picture from the motorbike drivers. Now, this is a nice story that we took away because obviously we are participating in Dakar Classics, but at the same time, the real Dakar is happening. And these people are incredible. I mean, they are doing sport feats that are absolutely unbelievable. And this is a very good story. You know, Ricky, he'd won. There was 3 minutes to go. And 2 kilometers, he made a mistake after 49 hours racing with the second guy that was coming behind him. And he lost for 2 seconds. So it's just, you know, how critical it is. And for us, you know, we see that in our industry every day. You know, we're also, you know, valued for how we deliver, when we deliver, and that we meet our deadlines on time. So, you know, after that, we are very aware of, you know, when you think that you're finished, sometimes you're not. So you're not finished until you're really finished. You never give up until the end. This is a nice picture inside the car. And this is something really incredible, because when you spend, we're talking there are days where we are racing 16, 18 hours, maybe sleeping 3 hours. You have 5 minutes, maybe 2 times a day to take a piss or to take a shit. So literally you just get out of the car, you just piss and shit, and then you eat and you get back in the car. So, and you're doing this with your partner in crime, and for so many hours. So you just become so synchronized in the end that it was just, it's amazing. It's something that needs to be experienced. Because at the beginning, we have intercom in the helmets, and obviously for me to be able to navigate, I need the directions from Fran. He needs to tell me where I need to go, what speed I need to do. But it reaches a point where it's almost like telepathic. You know, I can interpret just through his breathing or through his connection and his energy, I can follow directions. And it seems impossible. It seems almost like magic. But you have to try it. You know, if you put yourself into such an extreme situation for so long with another person, you almost become one person. So that is something that is amazing. And you know, Fran and I have always been very close. We wanted to test ourselves, and we definitely have, and we have come out a lot stronger. So we are even closer than ever. And the negative side, as an example, we had another team that was competing with us, best friends all their life, but they were a little bit too cocky. They expected they were going to have a very good classification, they were going to win, and in the second day they flipped the car and they were eliminated from the race. And unfortunately, that has ended their friendship. So they are no longer friends, they don't talk to each other. And that for us is terrible, because they're part of our team. So now we've lost half of our team because they weren't able to create this connection. And yes, we did make it. So our first goal that we set for ourselves was not to break the car in the first 24 hours, and we managed to do that. I have to say, in the second 24 hours, we did break a few things, but not in the first 24 hours. And our ultimate goal was to reach the finish, and we did. So, you know, we brought back medals, but we also brought back new people. We came back transformed with new skill sets, an understanding that our limits are absolutely different than what we think on a daily basis. On a daily basis, yes, some of us are going outside of our comfort zone a little bit, but this was going to another galaxy of a comfort zone. And I think it's been so positive that I wanted to bring this to the room and maybe hopefully inspire all of you to think about what challenge that you want to do in your life that will take you to a place that you never imagined you could be in that place. because if you learn going 2 steps out of your comfort zone, I can't tell you how much you learn when you go miles out of your comfort zone. So, you know, we're ready for the next 8,800 kilometers, and Fran and I will surely make it together. Now I have a little 1-minute video so you can maybe get a little bit more of a feel of how it goes. Oh, we lost the audio. There you go. So, you know, this is just a gist of what happened, really. I think there are over 6,000 different photos through those days. Lots of those photos are me sleeping in places where I'm not supposed to sleep. Lots of people ask, you know, did we broke the car 1,000 times in 1,000 places, but nothing that made that we couldn't make it to the finish. And that's what was important. But my general feeling is that it's a torture. The first week they tried to kill you. They tried to break your car, break your mind, break your body. And once you survive that, after the first week, I think the second week is like, you think you could keep on going forever because you already endured so much suffering that, you know, you could keep on going. But lots of people ask if I would go back, and definitely no. The only reason I would go back is my daughter is interested, and she liked the adventure, and she said, hey, maybe one day. So, you know, I would make the effort for her if she wants to go and experience that. And there's a lot more to the story, so if anybody wants to know more, it's a very long story, and I'm happy to share. Thank you.